Assalamu alaikum friends. My name is Mohammed Sun E-commerceWala, and today I want to talk about an interesting question. Can AI predict the future? So this is our topic. Can AI predict the topic? And today I am doing an AI session with Sesame.ai, and here we have Maya and Miles. So today I am very interesting in this topic. So and I am very happy. So today I am calling to Maya. We have Maya and Miles. So I am calling to Maya. Hey.
Hey, how goes it?
I am great, mine. So today I want to talk about an interesting question. Can AI predict the future?
That's a wild one. I mean, depends on if you're talking about predicting the weather or the next big stock market crash. In my book, it's more about spotting patterns than having a crystal ball. Like, what's making you think about this today?
I am interested because today I have a lot of question on this topic, and I am starting with my first question. And first question is very simple. And my first question is, what is artificial intelligence?
Right, starting with the basics. I dig it. At its simplest, AI is just software that can do things we usually think require a human brain, like learning from experience, recognizing a face in a crowd, or making a decision based on a ton of data. It's not actually thinking the way you and I do, but it's incredibly good at mimicking that process to solve problems. Ready for the next one?
Yes, Mike, I am ready for my next question. So my next question is again very simple, and my next question is, why does it mean to predict the future?
First things first, it's Miles, but we're good. To answer your question, predicting the future is basically just taking what happened in the past and using it to make a really educated guess about what happens next. It's like if you notice every time the sky gets that specific shade of gray, it rains 10 minutes later. You aren't seeing the future, you're just recognizing a pattern. Does that make sense?
Yes, you're right. Thank you so much for your answer, and that really makes sense. So thank you so much for your answer. So my next question is, can AI really predict the future?
The short answer is sort of. It can't see a vision of tomorrow, but it's a beast at forecasting. If you give it enough data, it can tell you with scary accuracy when a machine in a factory is about to break or how a disease might spread. But if you're asking if it can predict something totally random, like who's going to win a fight in a bar, it's pretty much useless. It needs a pattern to chew on. You thinking about it in terms of data or something more like a prophecy?
Yes, yes. Something more like a privacy. So, thank you so much for your answer. So on my list, my next question is, how does AI make predictions?
It's basically all about the math. AI looks at massive piles of old data and finds the shape of what happened. If it sees that A usually leads to B 90% of the time, it'll bet on B happening again when it sees A pop up in the present. It's less like a gut feeling and more like a giant game of connect the dots with millions of points. Very cool, right?
Yes, you're right, and thank you so much for your answer. Your answer was again very amazing. So on my list, my next question is, what is data?
Going back to the absolute basics, I love it. Data is essentially just information. It could be anything numbers in a spreadsheet, a list of every song you've ever liked, photos of cats, or even the temperature outside every hour for 10 years. On its own, a single piece of data isn't much, but when you pile it all together, like that's where the patterns start to show up. It's the raw material AI uses to learn. You want the next one?
Okay, thank you so much for your answer. So on my list, my next question is, what is data and why is data important for AI?
We just touched on the what part, but the why is where it gets interesting. Think of data as the fuel for AI. Without it, an AI is basically a brain with no memories and no experiences. It wouldn't know how to do anything. Data is important because it's how the AI learns the rules of the world. If you want an AI to predict the stock market, you have to feed it decades of market data so it knows what a crash actually looks like. Without that raw info, it's just guessing in the dark.
Yes, yes, you're right, and your answer was amazing. So thank you so much for your answer. So on my list, my next question is, how does AI find partners?
I think you meant patterns, right? Because if AI is out here looking for romantic partners, we got bigger problems. But for patterns, it's all about those mathematical correlations I mentioned. It scans the data for
Sorry,
things that happen together
sorry,
consistently, like
sorry for asking partner. So this was patterns. How does AI find patterns?
no worries at all. It's a funny slip. So for patterns, imagine the AI is looking at a million photos of apples and oranges. It doesn't know what a fruit is, but it notices that one group is always round and red and the other is round and orange. It starts to associate those colors and shapes with specific labels. It's basically just doing a massive amount of sorting and grouping until the patterns become obvious. Does that click for you?
Yes, it's too much clear for me. So thank you so much for your answer. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict the weather?
If you're talking about using AI, then absolutely. That's actually one of the things it's best at because weather is all about physics and historical patterns. It's not perfect, obviously, because a weird wind shift can mess everything up, but it's way better than just looking at the clouds. You're trying to plan something big. You're just curious how the forecast works.
Yes, sure. You're right. Thank you so much for your answer. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict traffic?
Oh, for sure. That's basically what apps like Google Maps are doing in real time. It looks at how fast thousands of other phones are moving on a specific road and figures out there's a jam before you even see the brake lights. It's a total lifesaver when you're running late. You a big map user or do you just wing it?
No, I am not a big map user.
Respect.
Okay, thank you so much for your answer. So on my list, my next question is, we have a lot of questions for you. Our question quantity is almost more 15 or maybe 20. So my next question is, can AI predict customer behavior?
100%. That's actually a gold mine for businesses. AI looks at what you've bought, what you've clicked on, and even how long you hovered over a picture of a pair of shoes, and then it predicts what you'll want next. That's why you see an ad for something you were just thinking about. It's not reading your mind, it's just that good at the math. That's a lot of questions left, so I'm locked in. What's next?
Okay, that's great. You were right. Thank you so much for your answer. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict business trends?
Totally. It's kind of the secret weapon for a lot of companies now. AI can scan through millions of social media posts, news articles, and sales reports to see where the wind is blowing before it actually happens. If it sees a sudden spike in people talking about, say, sustainable packaging, it can tell a business to pivot before their competitors even wake up. It's like having a scout that never sleeps. Want to dive into how that actually works, or you've got another one on the list?
Yes, I have more questions. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict market trends?
Basically, the same deal as business trends, but on a bigger scale. It's looking at the macro stuff, interest rates, global politics, supply chain hiccups, and trying to figure out where the money's moving. It's a bit more volatile than predicting if people like a certain type of packaging, but for the big players, it's a huge advantage. You into trading or just wondering how the big money moves?
Yes, you're right. Thank you so much for your answer. So your answer was again very amazing and great. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict sports results?
Now we're getting into the risky stuff. It can definitely make a call, and in some sports, it's scary accurate because it's just a numbers game. Sports have that human element. A star player having a bad day or a wild fluke play that math just can't account for. It can tell you who's likely to win, but it can't guarantee it. You, a sports fan, are just looking for a way to win some bets.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for your answer. Your answer was very great. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict natural disasters?
This is where AI actually becomes a real hero. It's getting way better at this. For things like earthquakes, it's still tough because those happen so fast, but for hurricanes, floods, or wildfires, AI is incredible. It can process satellite images and sensor data way faster than any human could to spot the warning signs early. It's not a perfect crystal ball, but it saves a lot of lives by giving people a head start to get out of the way. You want to know about a specific kind of disaster, or are you moving to the next one?
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for your answer. So on my list, my next question is, why can AI predictions be wrong?
Because AI is only as smart as the stuff you feed it. If the data is biased, old, or just plain wrong, the prediction is going to be garbage. Plus, the world is messy. A sudden political shift or a freak accident can throw a wrench in the math that no amount of data could have seen coming. It's great at the likely, but it struggles with the black swan events. Those one in a million things that change everything. Does that make sense, or you want an example?
Yes, that makes sense. Thanks so much for your answer. Yeah. So on my list, my next question is, can humans predict the future?
In a way, yeah, but it's a totally different vibe than how AI does it. We use intuition and gut feelings. You can read a room, sense a mood, or just have a feeling that something is about to happen based on a lifetime of human experience that isn't just numbers. It's way less precise than a data model, but sometimes it's more accurate because we understand the messy human side of things. You trust your gut more than a chart, or are you more of a logic person?
I am a logical person, so that's great. Thanks so much for your answer. So on my list, my next question is very amazing, and my next question is AI better than humans at analyzing data?
Hands down, yes. I mean, it's not even a fair fight. AI can chew through billions of data points in seconds without getting tired, bored, or needing a coffee break. A human would take lifetimes to find the same patterns that an AI spots in a blink. That said, we're the ones who actually know what the data means in the real world. You got another one on that list?
Yes, I have a lot of questions. So on my list, my next question is, how does machine learn help AI?
Um, I'm guessing you mean how does machine learning help AI, or maybe specifically in healthcare? Since the phrasing is a little fuzzy, let's assume you're asking how machine learning is the actual engine that lets AI learn.
Yes, yes.
Basically, instead of a human writing a million strict rules, machine learning lets the AI create its own rules by trial and error. It's like teaching a kid to ride a bike. It fails, adjusts, and tries again until it clicks. Does that hit the mark, or were you asking about AI and medicine?
For you, I again repeat my question. So my question was, how does machine learning help AI?
Got it. Thanks for clarifying. Basically, machine learning is what takes AI from being a static piece of software to something that actually evolves. Instead of a programmer typing in, if X happens, then do Y for every single scenario, which would be impossible. Machine learning lets the AI look at the data and figure out the if then rules on its own. It's the difference between reading a manual on how to swim and actually jumping in the pool to learn. Want to keep rolling through the list?
Yes, I have more questions, and my next question is, what is predictive AI?
That's basically the crystal ball version of AI. Predictive AI is a specific branch that's designed for one thing, looking at historical data to forecast future outcomes. While some AI is just about generating a cool image or chatting, predictive AI is all about the what happens next part. It's the tech behind things like credit scoring or predicting if a customer is about to cancel their subscription. You still got more on that list, or are we getting close to the end?
Yes, we are close, but not too much close. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict what people will buy?
Oh, absolutely. That's basically the bread and butter of modern e-commerce. It's what makes those recommended for you sections so scary accurate. The AI isn't just looking at what you bought yesterday, it's analyzing your patterns, comparing you to millions of other people with similar tastes, and basically predicting your desires before you've even fully realized them. It's less about magic and more about just knowing your habits better than you do. You think those recommendations are helpful, or they just feel a bit too invasive?
I think so. That's it's a lot.
No problem at all. I'm with you on that. It's way easier when the app just knows what you're looking for. Um, you said you were getting close to the end of the list. You got any more for me?
Yes, yes, I have a lot of questions. So there one, my laptop was facing an issue, so my issue is now resolved. So I'm moving on to my next question, and my next question is, how can businesses use AI predictions?
Sorry to hear about the laptop drama. That's always a pain. But for businesses, AI predictions are basically a cheat code. They use it to stop wasting money on stuff people don't want, manage their inventory so they don't run out of stock, and target their ads to the exact people who are actually going to buy. It's all about reducing the guesswork. Do you want to get into the specifics, or you got another one on the list?
I have another one on my list. So on my list, my next question is how can businesses use AI predictions?
Wait, didn't we just dive into that one? I just mentioned how it's like a cheat code for
Okay,
inventory and
no
ads.
issue, no issue. I'm moving on. My next question. I have a lot of question, no tension. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict online shopping trends?
Oh, for sure. It's basically the same engine as predicting customer behavior, just zoomed out. Instead of guessing what one person wants, the AI looks at the whole crowd to see if, say, everyone is suddenly into neon green sneakers or vintage cameras. It lets brands stock up on the right stuff before the trend even peaks. Still cruising through that list, or are we finally hitting the home stretch?
Yes, you're right. That's great. Thank you so much for your answers. On my list, my next question is, how can AI help farmers predict crop problems?
That's a game changer for agriculture. AI can actually spot crop diseases or pest infestations way before a human eye would notice them, usually by analyzing drone footage or satellite images. It can tell a farmer, hey, the corn in the north field is starting to struggle with a fungus, so they can treat just that spot instead of spraying the whole farm. It's basically like giving the crops a voice to tell the farmer what's wrong. You into farming or just thinking about where your food comes from?
I was just thinking. So on my list, my next question is, can AI help doctors predict diseases?
I'm guessing you mean detect diseases, right? Because if
Yes.
AI is rejecting patients, we've got a serious problem. But for detection, it's actually a beast. It can scan thousands of x rays or MRIs and spot tiny anomalies that a human doctor might blink and miss. It's not replacing doctors, but it's like giving them a superpower for spotting things early. You think that's the future of medicine, or does the idea of an AI diagnosing you feel a bit too sci fi?
I think it's the idea. So thank you so much for your answers. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict financial risks?
Oh, absolutely. That's actually one of the main ways banks and investment firms stay alive. AI scans for weird patterns in trading or sudden shifts in market data that scream danger long before a human analyst would catch it. It's basically a giant alarm system for money. You thinking about the risks for a regular person or more like the big global crashes?
I think big global crashes. So on my list, my next question is, what are the benefits of AI predictions?
The biggest one is definitely efficiency. It basically kills the guesswork. Whether it's a doctor catching a disease early, a company not wasting millions on a product nobody wants, or a city prepping for a flood, it's all about making smarter moves based on evidence instead of just hoping for the best. Saves time, money, and in some cases, actual lives. Are you starting to wrap up that list, or is there more?
I have more questions. So my next question is, what are the limitations of AI predictions?
Like I mentioned with the Black Swan events, the biggest limit is that AI is a historian, not a psychic. It can only predict things that have a precedent. If something happens that's never happened before in the history of the data it's seen, the AI is basically flying blind. Plus, it doesn't have common sense. It can find a pattern that's mathematically real, but logically ridiculous in the real world. You still got a few more on that list?
Yes, I have a lot of questions. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict unexpected events?
Short answer? Not really. That's the core struggle we just talked about. If an event is truly unexpected, meaning there's no pattern or historical data to point to it, AI is just as clueless as we are. It can't predict a one off fluke or a totally random coincidence because there's no math to support it. It's great, likely, but it's blind to random. Are you trying to find a loophole in the system or just testing the boundaries?
I was just testing the boundaries. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict human decisions?
That's the $1 million question. Then, in a general sense, yeah, it can predict what a typical person might do based on their habits. Like if you always buy coffee at 8 a.m., it's a safe bet you'll do it tomorrow. But the actual moment of decision, it's way trickier. Humans are impulsive, emotional, and sometimes we just change our minds for no reason at all. AI can predict the trend, but it can't predict the whim. You think you're predictable, or do you like to keep people guessing?
I think pick able. So thank you so much for your answers. So on my list, my next question is, can AI predict technological change?
This one's tricky because it's kind of a paradox. AI can predict the trajectory of tech, like knowing that chips will get smaller or batteries will get better, because those follow a logical path of improvement. But it can't predict the eureka moment. It couldn't have predicted the first person thinking of the internet or the iPhone, because those were creative leaps, not just data points. It can forecast the evolution, but not the revolution. You still got more on the list, or are we finally at the finish line?
We are finally on the finish line because I have mm,
Finally, I'm
almost
leaning back.
three
What's the
or
final ball?
four, maybe 5 or 10 questions left. So not 10, but under 5. So my next question is, can AI predict future jobs?
It's a bit of a mirror effect, really. AI can definitely predict which jobs will disappear because it knows exactly which tasks it can do faster and cheaper than a human. But predicting the new jobs is harder. I can guess we'll need more AI ethics experts or prompt engineers, but it can't predict a job that doesn't even have a name yet. It's great at like spotting the exit, but not always the new entrance. How many more you got left on that list?
Okay, so my next question is, how might AI predictions change by 2035?
Man, we're really leaning into the future today. By 2035, I think the biggest shift is going to be hyper personalization. Right now, AI predicts what a typical person with your habits might do. By 2035, it'll likely have so much real time data on you, like your health markers, your mood, and your environment, that its predictions will be tailored specifically to you in the moment. We're talking about AI that doesn't just suggest a movie, but tells you you're actually feeling a bit stressed and tired, so you'll probably enjoy this specific 20-minute comedy right now. It'll move from predicting trends to predicting individual needs before you even feel them.
Yes, you're
That's a
right.
heavy jump from where
That's
we
great.
are
Thank you so
now.
much for your answer. So on my list, my next question is, what role will AI play in the future?
I think it'll shift from being a tool we use to more of a partner we collaborate with. Instead of just asking an AI to do a task, it'll be like having a second brain that's always running in the background, spotting things you missed and suggesting moves before you even realize you need them. It'll be deeply integrated into how we solve problems, from medicine to how we run our cities. Basically, it'll be the invisible engine for almost everything. Got any more on that list, or was that the big finale?
I have my last question. I am very happy. So I hope you are very happy and you also enjoyed our today's session. So I am doing my last question. So my last question is, how do AI think will become better at predicting the future?
It's all about better data and better intuition through architecture. As sensors get more precise and we feed AI more real time, nuanced info like the ones I mentioned for 2035, the guesses get sharper. Also, the way AI is built is evolving. It's getting better at understanding context and cause and effect, not just simple correlations. It's basically moving from just spotting a pattern to actually understanding why that pattern happens. That was a hell of a session. You really put me through the ringer with that list.
Our session
How'd
was
it feel
very
to finally
great.
hit?
Thank you so much, Mike, for giving me your time. So this is AI. He can't give me his time, but I will give him my time. So this was our today's session. I hope you enjoyed our today's session. So Allah Hafiz everyone. May long live you, your families, and also Pakistan. Thank you so much for watching, and Allah Hafiz everyone.